Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Deep Cuts Reactions and my name's Greg, and I'm going to do something that's not music at all, but I'm kind of hoping some of my Aussie viewers watch this, because this is something that's, strictly American. I mean, we celebrate Columbus Day here, and of course, he was important in bringing the Western world to North America and South America, and he was such an asshole. I mean, yeah, he discovered America, which is kind of bogus because, of course, the Vikings, were here first, and there's some evidence that a lot of other people were too, but in any case, he's the one that stuck, and then he was made governor of Santo Domingo, I think, or Hispaniola, and was just a horrible person, just brutal, but so brutal that the Spanish, who were not really well known for their treatment of indigenous people, were like, holy shit, man, you got a problem. So anyway, there's this controversy because a lot of people want to make that Indigenous Peoples Day, which is reasonable. And of course, there's people that, oh no, you can't do that. Christopher Columbus was so important, and who cares if he was the start of this horrendous genocide here in America. So anyway, I just wanted to play this guy, and I'm not going to do the full thing. He has managed to get a sponsor for his channel. Normally he just does his comedy, but he's got a sponsor now. So in the middle of it, he breaks to go to the sponsored information and then comes back. So I'm just going to play the first part of it, but I would encourage you. I always put the link to the original video, and I would encourage you to go ahead and go to that and listen to this one, the full thing, and all the other videos that he posts. He's liberal redneck. I mean, and he is a redneck from Tennessee, but we don't all have the same political attitudes by a long shot. So he's pretty funny and pretty scathing. So anyway, let's go ahead and listen to him for a minute, and you guys can see what you think. This is Trae Crowder on Columbus Day.
All right, well, it's Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day, depending on how upset you get when you see a drag queen with a book. And speaking of white conservatives, they're celebrating in the usual fashion by arguing sanctimoniously on the internet about something that barely affects them until they reach their daily quota of impotent rage, one of their proudest traditions. For me, when all this first started, I was surprised to learn that white people cared about Columbus Day, because, I'm from the South, and before it was a culture war bullet point, I never met a single person who gave even a macaroni noodle of a damn about Columbus Day. I didn't. Maybe it's because white Southerners don't do the whole European heritage thing. The closest we get to being like, I'm Irish, I'm Italian, is go Vols, roll tide. That's our culture. But either way, nobody cared about Columbus Day. Right? So over the years, when natives started being like, hey, you know how y'all genocided us and took all of our land, and all we've ever gotten in return is casinos and part of Oklahoma? Yeah, well, we have one other minor request. Could we have Columbus Day? When I heard that, I was like, oh, you mean objectively the most insignificant holiday on the calendar? Yeah, that seems more than fair. I can't imagine anybody's going to mind that, but boy, do people mind. Now, at first, it was just the spaghetti Americans who got pissed off, right? Because they cared about Columbus already, I guess. So when this first got brought up, they were like, Mamma mia, it's our culture, right? You know how they sound. And when other people were like, well, maybe it shouldn't be your culture to celebrate a psychopathic genocidal slaver, they were like, hey, come on, it was the past. Everybody was doing it. The other way they sound. And look, fair enough. I guess most historical figures are pretty nightmarish. So if the Italians are dead set on celebrating Columbus and or their heritage, I guess they can. It just don't need to be a federal holiday, does it? Feels to me like it should be something more like St. Patrick's Day. Like a day that means something to one small ethnic demographic, and that the rest of us honor by getting hammered drunk and caricaturizing their culture directly to their face. The American way. Right? In the future, the rest of us could celebrate Columbus Day by screaming with our fingers, or starting a fight over a pasta recipe, or moving back in with our mother, Italian stuff, right? This is a compromise we can offer the Italian people, because I guess this means something to them. But to all the other types of white people getting up in arms about this, just hush. Y'all don't care about Columbus Day. You only pretend to because it's an opportunity for you to engage in two of your most sacred pastimes: thinly veiled racism and owning the libs. All right, that's the real meaning of Columbus Day to most of y'all. It's a day where you go on the internet and call Indians savages and liberals queers and convince yourself it's an intellectual stance you're taking while you do it. All right, so I'm just saying, maybe in the future, look, maybe Indigenous Peoples Day is the second Monday of every October, right? It's a federal holiday where this country honors those who were here first. And Columbus Day is like every October 12th, and it's just a big old gabagool pizza party for whoever wants one, right? Like, how about that? How's that sound? Sound good? All right, let's try that. What's up, YouTube?
There you go, and that's where he goes into the commercial and stuff. But I just thought I'd give you a taste there. I just think it's funny. I watch him whenever he puts out videos, and he's like I say, he's pretty scathing. But like I say, it's a big deal here, and he's not the person to honor for sure. I know that there was a big move at one point, to tear down statues and stuff of people from the Confederacy and stuff like that. But out in New Mexico, it was more against the Spanish conquerors, and like there was a statue of De Soto who in brought his group of Spanish conquistadors and landed in Florida and traveled towards the Mississippi River, burning villages and all this stuff, setting dogs on Indians, feeding the natives to his pigs and shit. I mean, it was really, really heinous. And then plus, they brought all their diseases, which after they left, or I should say De Soto got killed, after they left, their diseases migrated north and just decimated the populations, So anyway, yeah, he didn't seem like the kind of guy to really honor, but there's a DeSoto County, Florida, and there was a DeSoto car and all this shit. But anyway, I just thought it was funny, so I thought you guys might find it that way also. So I'll be back in a minute, and hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you all then. Bye bye.